Hello everybody, this is FC7, and today is probably the most important day of the year if you're an EverQuest fan. It was the release of the 24th expansion, Ring of Scale. So I thought what I would do for this channel is go through a few things. First, go through some of the zones that were released, and then go through some of the items that were released with the Premium Edition, because I was lucky enough to order the highest tier Premium Edition version of this expansion. And that's all thanks to you guys for watching my channel. Sorry for all the commercials that play, but eventually it pays off, like today. You can be sure any money that I make from this channel is put back into the game so I can make even better videos in the future. So what I'm going to do right now, instead of going through the zones first, is demonstrate each item that came with the premium offering. If you're unfamiliar with current day EQ, the way you do this is go into any chat window and just type in /claim, and the item will just pop into one of your bags. I always keep the last two slots of my inventory for food and water, so I'm just going to open up this bag and claim each item. There's a total of 13 items to claim. Sorry, I had to look at my notes. So I'm claiming each one here, and I think I'll just fast forward through this part because you don't need to see me claim each and every item. So just hold on a second. Okay, so I'm going to go through the collector edition items first and then switch to the premium edition items. So the first item is the Cockatrice mount, and that's located right here. It gives you some stats. So I'll just summon this guy, and that's what he looks like. Not too impressive, but hey, it's a mount. Just put him in the mount keeping for now. The second item is a contract with Skorpikis, which is just a mercenary, but we'll deal with that at the very end. Next up is a Devourer Familiar. Let's check him out. It's this guy. He's located right here. He looks like those mobs that were in Frontier Mountains. No, Skyfire Mountains. Back in the day. So that's a pretty interesting item. I never actually liked these guys too much. Just put them in the familiar hearing. Okay, the next item is Goblet of Adventure 2, which gives you 25% experience for 8 hours. I'll be probably using that soon to do some experiencing. Gowron Translocator Beacon, which is located right here. Teleports you to Skyfire Mountains near Garwin. That's a self-only teleport, 15 seconds, and you can recast it every hour and 12 minutes. I'll be working on that one at the end as well, so I'll put that next to the contract of the mercenary. Next item is the Guise of the Iron-Toothed Earth Digger, which would be this guy here. Cloaks you in a shimmering illusion that makes you to be a... Okay, so we'll check that one out. Oh, okay. That's interesting. So, just click off the illusion and place him in the illusion keyring. So, next up is the Howling Stones Tomb Box. It's a 40 slot giant container, so it's another bag. what I will do is just add it here quick. So 40 slots. Not too bad. Container space is always nice. So now that we got that done, we will start... Oh, there's actually one more collector's edition item, which is the Ring of Scales painting. And since I'm in my guild hall, I will put it on the wall here. So you can see exactly what came with it. So that's pretty interesting. Okay, now on to the premium edition stuff. We'll just open up the bag, back up. Shared Goblet of Adventure 2, which is 25% for 8 hours. But this is for your entire group, it's not just for yourself. Which is pretty nice. Then we have Bridle of the Balefire Wyvern, which gives some really big stats. We'll just test that out, see how that looks. So here we are flying around on him. It's actually the most beautiful mount I think I've ever seen in the game. I'll probably be using this guy a lot. It's impressive. This is probably the most impressive thing I've seen so far. So just put that guy back in the mount keyring. In fact, maybe I'll switch. I think the stats are better. We'll put him in here. His stats are a lot better than the amount that I had in there. Okay, so next item is the Garwin Translocator Lantern. This will teleport you to Garwin. We'll just place that up here. Use free placement mode. Just set it there for now. So that supposedly takes you to the new expansion. So last item. Another familiar. Summons. He seems to be riding a rhino. Let's see what this guy is. Oh, okay. That's the most interesting familiar I've ever seen. And I know that guy from somewhere. Somewhere in the game. Interesting. Okay, so now that that's over, I'll try the last two items. I'll put him in the keyring. The shared goblets of adventure, they're pretty much self-explanatory, so right now I'm going to go look at the contract for the mercenary. So, zone into plane of knowledge and get this done. So if you've never gotten a custom mercenary, you have to go to a certain NPC in the POK, which I believe is this lady right here, and you give her the contract of the Skorpikis. Or let me see. Oh, you have to click on it. Go to this guy, and you'll hire the new mercenary. Journeyman mercenary. Alright. So here's the new Skorpikis. Skorpikis mercenary. Guess I've been pronouncing it wrong. Alright, so that's that guy. I think there's one other item left. Well, two items that I haven't shown, and that's a translocator beacon. So we'll just click that. See where that takes us. And I'm interested if this item and the guild teleport item are the same, like they take you to the same spot. So I guess we'll find out. So entering Skyfire Mountains. See what's going on here. Scorched Woods. Okay, so the next zone would be to the over there. This transports you right here. But what I'm going to do is transport back to the guild hall and see if the lantern takes me to the same spot. So I'll be right back. So here I am back in the guild hall, clicking on the lantern, see where it takes me. So we'll just zone through this. So it looks like it did take me back to Skyfire, the new Skyfire, in the same spot. Okay, so that's handy to know. So I think what I'm going to do is just go to the over there and check that out. We'll just travel through the new Skyfire here on our way to the over there. So far, it looks a lot like the last 2 or 3 expansions. The textures are a lot different than the old days. Really, it just looks like Empires of Kunark Part 2. I honestly think that they actually did one full expansion and divided it into 2 to release 2 different years. I can't prove that, but I believe that's what they did. I suspect it. So I'm going to consider this like Empires of Kunark Part 2. So it doesn't look anything like the old Skyfire. I know with a lot of these remakes, they say that they're based off the original zone, but I don't know, I really don't see it right now. So around here is where the entrance to the new over there is. Over here is where you get to over there. That has to be the worst name for a zone ever. No offense to the people that made the zone, but the over there. So we'll just zone in. See what the new over there is like. I really wish they would have named it something else, because now there are 2 over there's, 2 Skyfires, 2 Howling Stones, 2 Frontier Mountains. It gets kind of confusing to like newer people that just entered the game. I wish they would have named it something new. Or else just change the old zones to like the new zones. Okay, so we're in the new over there. The entrance is a lot different. Looks like there's a lot of people here. This is December 12th, the night of the expansion. And right now there are 97 people in the zone. And that's if this is just one instance of it. There might be another pick zone somewhere. There's a map. Somebody already has a map made up. We'll try to check Howling Stones out. Wow, this zone is just packed full of people. You can tell EverQuest is still very popular. This is just one zone. I bet you there are hundreds of people in the other 5 zones as well. So we'll try to get to Howling Stones. I wonder if there's a ship that will come if you go to the dock, take you to East Freeport. Oh no, that was Oasis. So we'll come down here and look for the entrance below, because this is around about the entrance of the old Howling Stones. So I'm sure the entrance is right here. Looks like those Scorpion models stayed the same. And nothing seems to see invis. Okay, have a group here. Hopefully there's not some kind of key you need to get like the old days. Okay, now we're in the Howling Stones, and it looks like the old one. There's already a group here. So I imagine there's a lot of people in the zone. Here's the map. Somebody was nice enough to make maps. And I'm going to try to get to the zone here. Sathir's Tomb. And if I can't make the zone line because of sea invis mobs, then I'll try to get to Veeshan's Peak next. Right here already at the zone end, there's a mix of living and undead mobs. So I'm going to have to try to sneak past them. Just let aggro clear a little bit here. This will take some feign death flopping, as we used to call it back in the day. So just come through here. Maybe I can sneak around the corner here. These mobs are probably all level 110. Conning red to me at 105. And try to get through this door. I think this is the doorway here. Yeah, just flop through here. And it looks like I'll have to take a right-hand turn and maybe try to get to this zone in. But the trick I always use when I'm faced with something like this is just to go invulnerable, making sure that there's not a group around the corner. So the mobs can't hit me right now. I'll just come through here, click off invulnerability, try to get feign death off, but it looks like feign death fails. It only happens like 2% of the time, but I guess this is one of those times when I needed it most and it failed on me, so I'm going to try Veeshan's Peak. Okay, now I'm back in Skyfire Mountains because my trip to Sathir didn't work. So I'm going to try to get in Veeshan's Peak. And surprisingly, there's sea invis mobs in this zone too. I got attacked a couple times. I'm surprised. I didn't think there would be sea invis mobs in this zone, but apparently there are. So we'll just come through here. And that's the same kind of painting or stone that they had for the pre-order, if anybody pre-ordered the expansion. And it looks like I am unable to enter, so there's some kind of keying involved. So I'm going to try something else. Okay, here I am back in Howling Stones because I did not like the way that feign death failed before, and I could not get to that Sathir zone. So I'm going to try again. Sathir's Tomb. There it is, right there. I was actually facing the wrong direction the first time I came in, so I'm going to just give this another try. Get through these guys. The aggro range doesn't seem to be too big. But once again, I just invulnerability'd myself. So right now I am going through with Harm Shield on. The best way to get through a zone with lots of undead and regular C-Invis mobs. So got to this point. And I'll just wait for aggro to clear. Because this time I actually used Death's Effigy, which is supposed to clear you of all aggro. But they nerfed it like a few patches back so that it actually fails once in a while. So as you can see, you fail to escape from combat. So it actually gives you a feigned death, but it doesn't clear aggro like it used to. The devs just have to tinker with all these abilities. Like in this particular patch and expansion release, I actually lost Death Blossom, and they like got rid of it. If any necros are familiar with it, AA, which is I don't like the change, but whatever. You just have to deal with the developers and what the changes that they make. All right, so we'll give this another try. Right now, I just invis to undead myself, so there doesn't seem to be any living mobs down this way. So it should just be a clear run. And that's the zone out. But the map says right here is supposed to be, well, maybe there's a hidden wall. Yep, hidden wall. Looks like you can go through, but you can't get back the other way. Alright. So we'll just zone into Sathi's tomb. It's apparently right down this way. Which is strange. I did not think that they would add invisible walls. They haven't done that in a few expansions. That's odd. So here we are. Sathir's tomb. Wow. It looks like a very small zone. Which is good. I love small zones. They're easy to navigate and easy to set up camp spots. Okay, so this guy, this tour guy, he actually conned kindly to me for some reason. He must be on an old faction from Kunark. One undead right here. These guys don't seem to want to attack me, which is good. Let's go through this zone and see what it's all about. Lots of Sarnaks. Open up the door. This is a strange area. There's actually a lot of mobs that con red and they want to attack. But their aggro radius must be really small because they're not coming after me. That's interesting. I guess that's not a door. And feign death before this guy attacks me. Their aggro range must be really, really small because I almost just walk right through these guys, and some of them are scowling, but they're not attacking me. So we'll just see what this room is all about. Take a look around. This might be a good room if these mobs don't summon to try to solo. They're nice and evenly spread out. In fact, maybe I'll try to solo one quick. See if he summons. Well, he got me down 45% health. The Sepulchre Skeleton. And nobody else is attacking me. So I think I'm going to try to solo this guy. Just using my standard spell set from level 105. Making sure that no other mobs are going to sneak up on me. If you see, I'm constantly looking behind me because there have been times when I've been route routing like this and a mob will come up from behind and just destroy me. Because I wasn't expecting any kind of aggro. So whenever you're in a tight situation like this, always have your back to the wall. I found that out through the years. You can't just stay out in the open. Sometimes these mobs sneak up on you. Alright, so it doesn't look like he's going to summon, which is a very, very good thing. Have him down. Looks like he doesn't have many hit points. And we'll see. He doesn't seem to have that many hit points. Probably about as many hit points as the mobs in Sarnak. The new Sarnak that was released in Empires of Kunark. Wow, so that was fairly easy. I got 3 AA points from it. And if any developers are watching, don't nerf this because, you know, this is pretty cool. And I'll probably have this spot as my new solo spot. Okay, back in Skyfire Mountains. And what I'm going to try to do next is find Garwin, the next zone in the expansion. I see that it doesn't require a key. So, when you zone in from Guildhall, I guess it's right behind you. I really didn't know that. I was going to go looking for it somewhere else, but yeah, it's right when you zone in. Using your lantern or the clicky, personal clicky that you have that you can click every hour. It was right behind me. So this should make the 5th zone. And this is my first time here. Let's bring up the map and see what it's like. It looks like a very complicated, large zone. We'll just see if there's any C and Viz mobs. So far it's looking pretty good, but you have to watch out for those little red guys, those little red dog looking things, because I know in Sarnak they can see and Viz. But so far everything seems to be okay. I think they're called sniffers. And they can really mess up when you're trying to go through a zone like Sarnak. Okay, now this guy, he seems to see in Viz. And I think this is one of the mobs that you need a special quest to defeat or something from Empires of Kunark. He sees through my invis, so what I'm going to do, instead of going through the front gate because he's right there, is just use my Rocketeer boots and just get over the edge here. Over the wall. So just click on my Rocketeer boots, jump through here, and avoid the C and Viz guy, the green guy. And actually, this looks like a rare creature. He conned rare to me, so he probably dropped some pretty neat loot, but I don't have time to try to defeat him. Odds are, if he's a rare creature, he will just destroy me. So I'm going to try to avoid him and just check out the rest of the zone. I'll come back for him someday. Oh, a kitchen. I guess there's a kitchen here. That's interesting. The architecture looks a lot different than anything else I've seen in EQ. That's interesting. Reminds me a lot of Dragons of Norrath, where you have a lot of architecture that seems out of place. I don't think I've ever seen a kitchen before in the game. Interesting. A lava river. And the reason I'm taking so long to get through here is because I'm conning every mob, making sure they won't attack me. There's another green guy. Have to avoid him. Because I never did the quest to get these guys defeated. I've been working on different things all year. So I'm sure if I tried to attack, he would pretty much destroy me. Here's some neat architecture. And I think this is pretty much it for my first run through of Gorwin. It's a pretty neat looking zone. Probably the prettiest so far. So now I'll try something different here. Okay, now for one final thing, and that's finding the spell vendor location for my class. And as you can see on the map, it's right up here where the boat used to come in the old over there. So we'll have to run over to that area. It looks like they repaired the walls from the old over there. I remember coming in from the boat and having to run around the edges because all the guards would try to attack me. So it looks like you come in through this way, and there's some quest mobs here. But we'll try to find the spell vendor location, and usually it's in the find window, but I can't seem to find. I'm sure it's there somewhere, I'm just missing it. But anyways, I'll just take a quick run around and see what these various vendors are. Some bankers. Oh, I guess I can't jump through the window. I just tried to jump through that window. It looks like there's some trade skill vendors in this area. Apparently trade skills are a big deal in this expansion. I've never been big into trade skills, but who knows, maybe by the end of next year I will be. So we'll run through the beach, by the beach here. Some of these houses look empty. I wonder if there's a ship that comes through. That would be really neat if they decided to have the ship come. We'll just go through here. I wonder what happened to those giant golems. They used to hang out right where the crack in the wall was repaired. Those things would always attack me too. And the regular over there. So let's see if I can find my spell vendor, and then this video will be done. I might make a new one before the end of the year, but I don't know. I'll try to find some interesting videos to make from this expansion and then share them. So there's my spell vendor. So that should just about do it for this video. I want to thank everybody for watching, and any questions or comments, leave them below. I really appreciate everybody's support throughout this year. I never imagined when I started I would get so many views on a lot of the videos that I post up. I think that just shows that there's a huge audience left out there for such a classic game. Everybody have a great day.